Okay, as you can see, we're still working on things. The newest thing that we decided to do is put that shade cloth on top, which we realize we still need to figure out a better way to anchor it. But for right now, we needed something because it's just really hard to stay on top of the algae in Florida. And we keep changing the water, but it takes a lot of water from our well to fill this. But the shade cloth is 90%, and you can tell how dark it is inside the pond. It's really giving good shade. Today will be the first day that we'll end up seeing how it works throughout the whole day. Usually by around noon, you can't see the fish inside the pond, barely, because of how much algae growth grows, and then we just drain it for a while at night, and then with the autofill it fills it back up, and then we start fresh in the next day. So we'll give this shade cloth a try. And then we got our plants going. The water hyacinth have almost doubled, and we have it inside a designated area. If it gets outside of that, we just replace it, meaning the hyacinth, wherever it's at, we just take it and put it back inside this area. And then we've got our pallets going that are the marshy type plants. So we have the pallets that on the bottom side of them have jugs filled with air, and then we have coco coir that's running in between the strips. And so then we end up putting the plants inside there, and we've got umbrellas, we got irises, we've got a few different types of irises, actually 3 different. The pink one that's going right now is a Chinese iris, sorry. And then the really tall one, right here in the middle of this one, there's this one and one on the other one. That's just your standard marshy iris, but it's multicolored. And then the red one back here is called a pink iris. And then we have the variegated grass. And so we have a few different types of plants that are on the pallet. And eventually we will end up having probably some two smaller ducks in here. And then they can get up and out of the water on the pallet. And we'll probably have to have a little piece coming down like a bridge so they can walk up on it and get on top of the pallet. And then along the glass here we have poppy. In the corner there's eelgrass growing in this corner. I don't think it's tall enough out of the water yet to see it. And then in this back area that's also blocked in is the water lettuce. The far corner underneath the water has got Elodea. I hope I pronounced that right. And then we've got a red lily that's going to come up there. This one is a blue lily. This one here will be a yellow lily. And then down here we've got hornwort. So we'll see if that takes a little bit better. And then in the corner here we got a pink lily. So we got all kinds of water plants, hoping that it keeps everything filtered and keeps all the nitrates and everything down for these fish. They sure do seem extremely happy. I don't know how well this is going to come in, but you might be able to see the tiger shovel nose down there. So, and Boomer came out to visit, and now he's gone back in. But we've got the arowana cruising. We've got tilapia Joe. We've got a bunch of bluegill. They're always here begging. We've got our golden koi. We have an armor catfish. We've got the tiger shovelnose catfish. We have the red-tailed catfish. We have Boomer, who's our big largemouth bass. We've got arowana. She's a giardini. And then, if you can see, there's at least 2 of the 4 peacocks. They're the ones that have little dots on the tail. As they get bigger, they'll become really bright in color. You can get them down in Miami fishing. And then tilapia Joe is right here in front of us, and the arowana. Maybe Boomer will come out for a special visit. You can see down on the bottom, the one with the white stripe down its side at the bottom of the water. That's the red-tailed catfish. And ooh, you can see the tiger. You can see his tiger stripes right behind the tail of tilapia Joe. He was down there. And there's pretty arowana. I think they're loving this shade. Usually they hide a lot more during the heat of the day, especially the catfish. They like to eat more at night when there's better coverage. But that's really why we did the pallets and why we ended up doing the designated area for the floating plants, so that way the fish would have coverage during the day. But still, that just wasn't enough for how bad the algae was. So I really think this shade cloth is going to make a huge difference. And it's really only in Florida for a few months, but those few months, you know, the fish don't get to hunt as well because they can't see where their bait fish are and stuff, because we have tons of mosquito guppies in here. And anytime we put comets and breeders in, right away Boomer and arowana end up eating those. You can see there's at least one breeder left. She's orange. I'd like them to kind of stick around. So, but Boomer likes the colors. So, yeah, make sure he gets his natural type of food. We did anyways, put some crayfish in here. I haven't seen any skeletons anywhere, so I know that they haven't, you know, died, but Boomer may have been eating those as well. So, don't know. Oh, and here's our school of mullet. Mullets are the ones that are in the river around here that jump up in the air. And these guys are doing a great job of cleaning up algae. Boomer ended up eating the first group about this size. So I'm thinking, yeah, he's pretty full. Or she. So, here's a bunch of beggars. They're so social and friendly. They know that you're here to feed them, and they know you don't hurt them, so they just kind of come out and hang out. There's somebody bigger at the bottom. Oh, that's the tiger. He's right below the arowana. And the catfish just cruising around. They are so much more active right now than they have been with this shade. So I definitely feel like we made the right choice. We might have to figure out a better way to secure it, especially when the storms come and stuff. Maybe just put it, you know, take it off during the storms or put it down in the water during the storms. We have to figure that out. But for now, I'm really pleased with it.